Alright, guys, let's watch this and talk about it after.
Why are you studying like you're preparing for a scholarship?
Isn't that something to be proud of?
What?
Scholarship is a good thing.
What's there to be proud about being a charity case? Huh? I see how indigenous students struggle for it. It's so disgusting.
I'm just pulling your legs.
Yes, you are silly. I possibly can't be friends with somebody scrambling for scholarship.
I am going to report you to the zonal pastor so that he will know that you're ungrateful. After they gave you a scholarship, you refuse to come to fellowship. You are so wicked. You have decided to choose darkness. I have told you, light and darkness have nothing in common.
What is this imbecile doing and who is on scholarship?
Wow, how you had it so well? You told me your parents are rich philanthropists that have touched the world. So you were lying.
I never said so. You only assumed.
Why did you claim a misconception about things?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No!
Have you seen this? She did not do it. I know no one does this voluntarily. It's Professor Bala we are talking about. No. Elena would never attempt shortcuts. She studies harder than anyone I know and she passes all her papers. If she had an issue, she would have told me.
Asia, even if I was unforgivable, did you have to go this far?
I changed my mind. I don't know how.
You don't know how my naked shit just got into a professor's phone. Asia, no need crying over a spilt milk.
I'll sort it. I'll pay for your tuition. I'll do anything.
Oh. Such a generous heart. So how about the betrayal?
I'll sort it out.
You'll sort it out? Will that erase the fact that my best friend betrayed me?
Alright, guys, so let's talk about this one without her glitters. Now, this really boils down to friendships and who you really consider friend and who you don't. Now, as you guys can see in this particular movie, they were best friends, but the friendship was really based on two different things. One person thinking that the other person is rich and the other person just thinking that the other person liked them because they were there. Now, I've kind of said this in another video. Friendships half the time start when things are good. And what it does is you really don't know if the person really likes you as a friend for you or they like you because of what they think you represent. And it happens a lot. I would first start by saying that when you meet somebody, they are not your friend. You don't instantly become friends with somebody right after you guys meet. At that point, they are an acquaintance. I'm going to tell you guys this thing. Many times, those so-called friends are supposed to really remain your acquaintance for a very long time. However, people are such in a rush to call these people their friends and things start happening. First is that besides the fact that you guys start knowing everything about each other, you start telling things that you don't have any business telling them. You start revealing it to them because in your mind, they are now your good friend. Any friendship that hasn't stood the test of time, that hasn't stood the test of hardship, you cannot conclude it to be a true friendship, because at that point in time, that's when you would know if somebody is really, really there for you. Most of these friendships that you see are just based on good times, things being good, everybody being themselves, nobody needing or depending on each other. Yeah, at that time, the friendship really works out great. But life is not like that. Life is not all rosy. Life is not just glitters. Things come up in life. People that used to be okay could, stop being okay all of a sudden. People that are rich could go broke. Now, those that you call your friends, how do they measure up? How do they step up when these kind of pushes come to shove? Now, that's why I say that even if you're thinking somebody is your friend, if you've not got that chance for that friendship to stand the test of time, leave them where they're supposed to be. Don't tell them things they don't have any business knowing. And most of the time, they don't have any business knowing anything about you. But you choose to freely share it. Another thing many people do is you start bragging. Now, I know you would say it's not bragging, but when you start telling people that you think are your friends how your husband is treating you so beautifully, or how your boyfriend's taking you out and spoiling you left and right, all it does is breed envy. And that envy, they're gonna one day find a way to use it against you. So you might not think it's bragging, but those happy moments that you have in your personal life, keep it away from these so-called friends. Let it just be, hi, how are you? How's family? Fine. How is this? Fine. How is that person? Good. And keep it that way. Stop telling all these things that you think that they want to know. They don't want to know it. It's not of any benefit to them. It would either make them to go back to their houses and start, creating a scene with their own relationship, or it will just brew envy and they'll be waiting for the day to bring you down. So there's nothing good that comes out of it. And this is the way many of these friendships ends up crashing, because you give out so much information and then one day they wake up and decide to use it to, deal with you. Now with the movie, you guys can see what really happened. She thought that both of them were rich because they were going to a certain school. And the minute she found that her friend was in that school with scholarship, she now realized that her friend doesn't really have money, is not rich, and she was only in that school because she got a scholarship. Now you guys can see what she did, which is really just turn her friend's life upside down, unnecessarily, for no gain at all, just because she was upset and envious and didn't like the fact that somebody else is able to be in the same school, although they don't have the financial means to support themselves. So these kind of things happen all the time. At the end of the day, here she comes back begging that she's sorry for what she did, that she will now pay for her school fees, because of course the friend lost the scholarship after all that she did. How can you even call such a person your friend? I don't even know. But again, people jump the guns on this friendship thing and start assuming people that don't even have any business being their friend is not just their friend, but their best friend. God knows how that came about. But, whatever the case may be, keep things away from these people you so-called friends. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever you don't tell your friend, your enemy will not know about it. If you tell your friend, that's when the enemy will know. So that's just a word for the wise, guys. If you love this particular kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, follow. This is CJ from Daily Studios, and I'm here to deliver.